Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a face cam now, so now I will be having more content, hopefully more consistently. I got my PC finally after 6 months of waiting, like honestly. 6 months of waiting for my PC. Honestly frustrating. But now I'm finally back. We're going to make some more content out of this. Hopefully, we're doing Hollow Knight playthroughs. I've got quite a few stuff planned and ready to go. Got some item randomizers. We got some... What? We got horribly translated playthrough. We got that coming on the channel soon. But yeah, hopefully you'll stick around and watch that. And we're going to start doing like a preview. I'm going to do a Radiant boss tier list with this video today. And I'm going to rank it based on how I feel about their difficulty and their funness of the fight. And any boss I find on Radiant difficulty, I'll be ranking them S through F. And honestly, I had a good time making this list. Some changes I might make through and through the video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy my tier list. And if you have any oppositions to any of the rank placements that I make, go ahead and throw them down in the comments. If you absolutely hate that I put this boss in F tier, if you hate that, roast me in the comments. Just do it. Roast me. If you really hate that I put a certain boss in S tier or F tier or any tier, go ahead and leave a comment. Leave your opinions. But yeah, like and subscribe if you want to see more content. Turn on notifications so you can know when I upload. And yeah, that'll honestly help me out a lot. And I really enjoy your support. Thank you so much. Enjoy the video. We're gonna start with 0. I'm gonna give a C tier, and here's why. All he does is he floats around the map and chucks 2 to 4 nails at you, depending on his current health status. Really nothing all that interesting. However, it is somewhat interesting to like have to hop between platforms. You have to hop between the platforms while kind of dodging him up and down. So, like, I think it's a mid-tier Radiant boss difficulty. I have nothing else to say other than that. Winged Nosk, F tier. Literally easier Vengefly King. It is easier Vengefly King because there's only one of them. And 2, there's... That's like its only attack. Not good. Like, it's not a fun fight at all. Yeah, that's all I had to say about that one. White Defender, A tier. White Defender is an easy A tier because you have to be kind of quick on your feet with this one, and his attacks are kind of sporadic, or they're kind of random in a way that you have to be ready and have a very quick reaction time, especially when it does its ground pound. His ground pound catches me off guard all the time when I did it on Radiant, because you'd have to dash away like super far, like super quick, all within like a few seconds of watching it happen, like within a second of seeing it happen. I think White Defender is a good fight. It is quick. The other thing that I find really good about White Defender is that you can't cheese it with Descending Dark. That I like. It is a very good fight because you cannot cheese it with Descending Dark. Watcher Knights is a B tier. I will say Watcher Knights is a B tier. It is a good fight because you kind of have to fight multiple of them at the same time. However, if you use the speedrunning tricks, like if you do the same kind of tactic as you do with speedrunning, where you kind of just try and whack them, you kind of do that same kind of pattern from the 90% speedrun, they go down pretty damn fast. Like a few Shade Souls powered up with Shaman Stone, they go down pretty quickly. However, the idea of keeping track of 2 enemies, and they're still somewhat tanky, somewhat. They're like kind of mid health. They take quite a bit to put down. But yeah, for that, I'm gonna put them at B tier. B tier is pretty good. Vengefly King. This one's next. Still an F tier. Nothing more that happens than spawning ads and swooping across the screen. Nothing more to say about that one. I mean, there's really nothing to say about Vengefly. It's one of the early bosses in the game. Not too interesting, not too difficult. Nothing going on there. Umu. Where do I put Umu? I had to go with a B tier on this one. This one, it requires you to be good at platforming, unlike most other bosses. Probably one thing that No Eyes has in common with this boss is that you have to be good at platforming, because otherwise you will be screwed over by the attacks. You can't just dash out of the way randomly like you can with most other attacks on any other boss. You have to be ready to move across platforms, or you got to be ready for his electric attacks. The one thing about the Radiant is that you can't just hang out at the bottom of the map. You can't do that anymore, because the acid is now changed to poisonous clouds. And what is it? Oh, and the fact that you don't have to wait for Quirrell to whack him. You can just do it yourself with the big jellyfish. I think that is good. I think Umu is a solid B tier in terms of its Radiant difficulty. I think it's a pretty good hitless boss. Quite a bit of a challenge for a little bit, but once you get used to it, it's pretty good. Troop Master Grimm. Where do I put this? Because Troop Master Grimm is easier NKG, and honestly, this fight goes pretty slowly. Okay, never mind. We're still good. Hopefully, my camera keeps working. Yeah, Troop Master Grimm isn't that bad in terms of its Radiant difficulty, because it's easier NKG. I literally did NKG Radiant in an hour. Oh my god. I swear my face cam is about to stop working. Just kind of scared. Okay. Yeah, Troop Master Grimm. I feel like it's too easy. I have to go with C tier, mostly because his movements are way slower than NKG. Like literally the fact that NKG exists makes this fight kind of suffer a little bit, because I feel like the movement isn't all that fast. Like, it's kind of slower, but like, I don't know, it's not a bad fight. I think a C tier is a solid placement, because most of his attacks are super easy to dodge, because you have plenty of reaction time to get away from it, and it's not that challenging. And then on the other hand, we have Traitor Lord here. Traitor Lord also, I think, would go in. No, I'm gonna have to put it in D tier. I don't really enjoy the Traitor Lord fight that much, because I don't know, this boss is just not fun. It's literally all Shadow Dash. Just spam Shadow Dash, dude, Descending Darks. Like, literally, he goes down just like that. It's very quick. And that's the thing, if you mess up your Shadow Dash pattern, you're fucked. That's what's annoying about it. Next up we got Collector. The Collector. With the Collector's interesting. He's quite annoying in terms of his like hopping patterns, about how he just hops across the screen. It's honestly kind of an annoying pattern to get used to. Once I got used to it, I could easily land like 3 or 4 hits while he's in the ground and you can still hit him. The one thing I don't like is that he spawns ads, and especially on Radiant difficulty, you get Coliseum ads. And oh boy, those get annoying. I'm gonna have to go D tier. It's not really a fun fight. It's not really, I don't know. It's just, it's really annoying to do. Glow Warrior, F tier. Shouldn't even be a boss. Should not be in Hall of Gods. This is a mini boss. Literally easier Mantis Lords. All I have to say about that. Soul Tyrant, A tier. Soul Tyrant, solid A tier. I love this boss. This boss is awesome. Requires you to be quick. You gotta chase him around the room, which is very nice, and I really like it. And the second phase, whew, that second phase still gets me because of how fast he comes down. And the speed, really good as well. Like, that fight is solid A tier. Soul Master. I'm gonna have to go with C tier on this one in terms of its Radiant difficulty. Yeah, Soul Master is, like I said, just the fact that it has a harder version makes it lower on the scale. Because why would I do Soul Master for a Radiant difficulty if I'm trying to, like, you know, sit there and, like, for the flex. If I'm trying to go for the flex, why would I do Soul Master over Soul Tyrant? Because Soul Tyrant is harder to do. Soul Tyrant, more difficult. It's, like, Soul Tyrant is just a better version. But Soul Master is just way too slow. And you could chase him around the room and get more than 3 hits in. Honestly, it's just kind of boring. Then next up we have Sisters of Battle. Easily S tier. Probably one of my favorite Radiant fights to do. because the movement is very quick. You have rapid attacks. Boom, 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 boom. Very quickly from each of them. You have those rapid attacks from each of them. And then on top of that, after you kill that first one, you're like, oh my god, there's three of them attacking, oh my god. Yeah, that is like quite the biggest reason I like Sisters of Battle. It feels fair because it is a rhythmic attack pattern that you can kind of get a feel of. It feels fair, but it's still very difficult to do since there's three of them moving on the screen very rapidly. Like, it's a fair fight. It's a fair fight. I like doing it. Pure Vessel, another S tier. Very quick, better version of the Hollow Knight. Pure Vessel is very good in terms of its radiant difficulty fight. What else do I have to say about it? The fact that it starts using similar spells to your character later on in the fight, I think that's really cool. But in terms of its radiant difficulty, double damage doesn't matter because you're gonna die in a hit anyway. Let's see. Yeah, what else about... Yeah, Pure Vessel has a wide range of attacks that I really like, where he does like long range attacks. He dashes towards you. All of that. He's got good wide range of attacks that can fuck you up from any distance. That's what I really like about it. Paint Master Shio. With the Paint Master, Mr. Paint Master. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have to go with on this one, because Paint Master is a good fight. I like it. I think it goes on a B tier because you can see what attacks he's going to do based on the color coding on the brush. I think the color coding makes him a little bit somewhat readable. But the swiftness that Shio executes the attacks kind of makes up for his readability. Yeah, like, I don't know. It's just not as fast or as difficult to be higher up on the scale. But yeah, I think it's a solid fight. I think it's a solid B tier of a fight. Now, next one on here, Oblobbles. F tier, fuck these guys. Honestly, fuck everything about them. Everything they stand for. They suck. They are the worst. The random ass projectiles just going all over the place is so annoying and so difficult to keep control of. Like, you literally have to get, like, and when I did it, it took me probably like 5 to an extra day to get done. Like 5 hours to an extra day to get done, because like just the randomness of the projectiles really screws with you. It's just not good. Like, I hate dealing with that. Like, I have to literally control where both of them are moving. Like, if they both are going to the left side, that's when I know, oh, it's a good run. I can go to the right side, kind of take care of them, kind of keep them in control. Go further away from them so I can react faster. Yeah, there is a way to do it. Like, you kind of have to keep your distance from them as much as possible when they're shooting their projectiles. They're, like, literally just the projectiles. I hate that attack. Everything it stands for. Blah, blah, blah. Nosk. Nosk is a B tier. I'm gonna have to say Nosk is a B tier. Actually, no. I have to go with a C tier. He kind of does similar attacks, because either he goes to the center, does a widespread attack, or he chases you, or goes in the ceiling, or whatever. Like, there's not that wide range of attacks. I like the idea of it being a flat ground. Nah, I'm moving it back up a B tier. Yeah, I like the idea of him just like moving it along the ground. Like, and you don't get the extra platform in the middle, so it kind of removes that cheese spot between the ledge and the ground. So you can't just hide out there. Now you actually have to, get good and, fight him on the ground, flat ground. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about Nosk. Nosk is pretty good. No Eyes, Simple Dream Boss, C tier, literally same thing as Umu, where you have to be good at platforming. There's extra thorns in the room. Yeah, this fight is just annoying. I'm gonna put her in D tier. Her fight is annoying because the second you land a hit, she's gone. And that's just annoying. I can't land consistent hits. And the arena is quite big that you don't know where she's going to appear. So you kind of have to spend quite a few seconds looking around the room, and then the second you find her, land a hit, she's gone again. You have to find her again. Not really that fun. The attack is literally just fireballs on the left and right side. Nothing all that interesting. I really like the fight. NKG, S tier, obviously. Wide range of attacks, very quick. Even a pufferfish phase, whatever you want to call it, very quick. You have to be on your feet every single time. You have to keep a pattern throughout the entire fight, and it is very difficult to do. And I love this fight. Very good. Massive Boss Charger, F tier. Literally just a dash attack, and that's it. And it can go down. Literally all you do is you either like Heavy Nail or something. Heavy Nail or Quick Slash. Either one of those will work, and all you have to do is whack him with a nail once he starts a dash attack. This fight is easy as hell, no matter what difficulty it is, because the ascended difficulty doesn't add any changes to the arena, so it's not any harder. But like, he's still literally just whack him with your nail, and that's it. There's nothing else to it. Marmu is a little shit. Marmu is a little shit because Marmu's physics are so hard to figure out. Like, I have to be honest, when I finished it Radiant, it was just luck. Like, it was just plain luck that I got it done, because I really had to sit here and hope physics didn't fuck me over. Because sometimes you'd hit him and he would come at you twice as fast, and you wouldn't have enough time to react because he was already moving quite fast in the beginning already. Like, Marmu is just like very low. I hate Marmu just because of the physics inconsistency. That is just annoying. Markoth. Okay, bit of a hot take here. I think Markoth is an A tier. Markoth is an A tier boss. Let me tell you, for Radiant difficulty. This is Radiant difficulty. You die in a hit. But I think it's A tier. This fight requires so much patience compared to every other fight in this game. Like, no other fight requires you to be as patient as the one in Markoth. Markoth is constantly barraging you with nails, and it can punish you if you get too close with the Dream Shield that he has. Markoth is the perfect example of when you see, and when the final boss joins your team. When you fight the final boss, he's like super powerful, but then when he's a playable character, he's shit. That's literally Dream Shield. But yeah, you get too close to him, and he can fuck you up with a Dream Shield, and that will end your run just by getting hit by that. Constant barrage of nails coming at you. I think there's a strat where you can just spam him with spells once he gets in his second phase, and you can finish him off pretty quickly. But even then, getting to a second phase is quite difficult, because like other bosses, you like some other bosses, you have to be good at platforming, and you have to kind of be good at keeping the nails under control. You control their trajectory just by moving your character in a specific direction. Like, it requires a lot of patience, and you have to be patient to get this fight through. Like I said, like, I will admit, it took me quite a while to get it done. It took me a few days to finish this fight. Still, like, it's difficult, and it requires you to be patient, and a lot of people don't like it because they have to be patient. I think it's an A tier. That's my opinion. If you are not patient, you are going to hate this boss. And so, yeah, that's why Markoth is an A tier for me. Next we got a Mantis Lords. Mantis Lords C tier. It's still a fun fight. I think Mantis Lords have less health than the Sisters of Battle fight. I'm not sure. Don't ask me. I'm not that professional. I don't know all the health values in and out, but still. Sisters of Battle, this is the same situation with any harder version of a boss, where they are just so much better than the boss that came before them. Mantis Lords is still a good fight, because they're still quick. You still gotta stay on the edge, and like, you still gotta kind of be on the edge. You gotta be ready, otherwise they will kind of surprise you a little bit. Even then, like, it's not that bad. I think it's still a solid fight. Yeah, I think it's okay. Next we have Lost Kin. Lost Kin is an A tier. Lost Kin is actually either Lost Kin is an A or S tier. Lost Kin is very difficult in terms of I don't know. The Lost Kin surprises me, to be honest, because the one thing with Lost Kin is that when you hit him with your nail, he gets knocked back, or the same with your spells. When you hit him, he gets knocked back. So, like, spamming him with a nail can't really happen. unless you're bullying him into a wall, and even then, when he starts his attack, he's moving across the room. So, and that's the other thing I like about Lost Kid. He's quick. You have to be kind of ready. He's quick. He's all over the place. Got to be ready for him. The amount of ads he spawns kind of annoying, but since they go down in a hit, you don't really have to worry about it. Yeah, the ads are never really that much of an issue for me, though he does spawn them in more quickly. Still, they go down in a hit. Shouldn't be that much of an issue. But yeah, Lost Kid is a solid A tier. I think it's a good A tier boss. Hornet Sentinel. I'm gonna have to go with A tier as well for Hornet Sentinel because she's quick. You have the spikes to deal with, so you kind of had to watch where you're going with this boss. And she's like 3 times faster than the regular Hornet. And honestly, it was kind of difficult doing this on Radiant just because of how fast she was. And that's what I liked about the fight. She was quick. Most of the attacks were boosted up, and they added in the extra spikes. I think that was good. Regular Hornet, it goes in a D tier because it is too easy. That's like, she's slow. You can literally spam a few spells and she's done. Very easy. However, no, that's it. She's just too easy, but still somewhat more difficult than the rest of these bosses. Yeah, that's all I really have to say. Hive Knight, kind of the same thing. It's not really that fun. He's just kind of an annoyance, if you ask me. He's kind of low on the D tier. Well, not really low on the D tier. He's on D tier in terms of his fight. And no, Hive Knight just really isn't that interesting of a fight to me. He does some dashes, spawns some bees every once in a while. I think, yeah, that's literally it. Like, yeah, honestly, Hive Knight doesn't really interest me. It's not that hard. He dies pretty quickly. He dies before he even spawns in the bees. Quite difficult. Not even that difficult at all. Gruzmother is a B tier in terms of its Radiant difficulty because Gruzmother is bouncing up and down the room, up and down, bouncing left and right, all that. And with those spikes in between each of the platforms, it really requires you to focus up and watch where you're going. Because if you're not watching where you're going, the run is over. So you gotta be careful about where you're going. So yeah, if you're not careful about where you're going, things are kind of going to go downhill very quickly. But I think that's the only reason it moves up to B tier. Its moveset is normal, but it's just the fact that the spikes in the room really make it more challenging. It's really good. I have no idea if my camera's still working. Yeah, I have no idea if the camera's still working because I just keep having issues with it. But whatever. We're gonna move on. Grey Prince Zoe. God, this guy is annoying. If I were to like genuinely rate Grey Prince Zoe, where would he go? I had no clue, to be real. I honestly had no idea what to do with it. Let's see. What do we do? Grey Prince. His attacks are very random, and the transitions between attacks are so goofy. Like, he'd be like bouncing across the room, and next thing you know, he's flying through the floor and onto your face. So, the Grey Prince had some interesting qualities to it. Just the fact that it's so random, and it kind of requires you to adapt very quickly and have to be prepared for his attacks. Oh, this guy's annoying, and the ads are just stupid. Gonna go on D tier. I really don't like the fight that much. Sly is an A tier. Sly is an A tier because, well, let me tell you, Sly. He has a long sword but a tiny butt. I don't know how this works, but he literally, I don't even know how to explain this. You have to hit him without getting hit. Literally the definition of all Radiant fights. Cut that. What do I even have to say about Sly? Because Sly's quick in terms of like kind of his attack patterns. Kind of keeps you on your feet because you have to get just close enough to hit him, but then also get just far enough away for him to not hit you. That's honestly what I like about it. And the same thing with the Final Stand. Like the same thing happens with the Final Stand, where you have to be just close enough to hit him and just far enough away to not get hit. So yeah, honestly, that's what I like about Sly. It's just kind of how you have to be very precise in this fight. Gorb. I don't know what to say about Gorb. Gorb's pretty easy, and there's really nothing all that crazy about Gorb because yeah, it's just Gorb is really not all that interesting. Like Gorb literally just does spike, like it's same thing as the Radiance, where he does spikes around the room. He does like a radiant, like a circle of spikes, shoots them out, shoots out more spikes as he gets lower on health. It's not all that interesting, but it's not all that fun either. It's gonna go D tier. God Tamer. I'm gonna say God Tamer is a C tier. Only because it is somewhat good, because you have to deal with 2 targets at once. However, all you have to do is focus the beast, and you're done. And that's the thing, you can kind of cheese some of the attacks with Descending Dark. That's pretty much how it is for most of these bosses anyway. But yeah, it's kind of easy. Just focus on the beast, and that's it. It's really nothing more to it. Yeah, Gorb is kind of easy. Or not Gorb, God Tamer, God. Yeah, Gorb goes on C tier. Or God. Not talking about that. Galleon. I'm gonna have to go with D and C tier as well. You have to focus on many different targets at once, up to like 4. And you have to kind of control the physics of the main scythe that's coming at you. And if you like, being able to control that isn't that kind of difficult. You kind of turn around at the last second and you avoid it pretty simply. It's pretty simple, just like that. It's not that difficult. It's just kind of messing up on that kind of controlled physics kind of messes you up there. Other than that, it's a solid fight. Flukemarm, kind of F tier. Literally quick slash a few times and some Abyss Shrieks finished off very quickly. That's it. False Knight kind of goes in here. Few nail attacks, some spells, goes down pretty quickly. Failed Champion, however, I think is an S tier fight. Actually, no, I'd have to put him in A tier, just because if you get a cycle down, he's pretty easy. The initial first part of the fight involves you having no soul, so you can't use any spells, you can't heal at all, and he does double damage very fast compared to False Knight. Very fast. So he's chasing you down very quickly, and you can't even see him whack his hammer around. It goes very quickly. Like, you can't see him whack his hammer around, and he does it very quickly. And that's honestly what I like about Failed Champion, because you kind of had to move very quickly, or you had to cast a spell, which you can't do until you get past that first phase. So you're kind of stuck only with your nail until you get past that first phase. That's honestly what I like about the fight. However, the only reason it is not S tier is because once you get a cycle down, where you knock him to the floor, dream nail him, pogo his armor to keep him on the ground longer, and then you just get a whole bunch of spells, and then once you get your spells, you cheese him. That's it. That's easy. Enraged Guardian, Crystal Guardian, both F tiers, just because of the low amount of health, the same attack sets they have, both very easy. Nothing else to say about them. Elder Hu, also, this one's an F tier as well. This fight cannot go by. Can this fight go by any faster? Like, please, let me attack him while he's doing his stupid pancakes attacks. And that's the thing, because dodging them, literally, it only takes you moving slightly to the left or slightly to the right, and that's it. There's nothing more to the fight than just moving slightly and waiting for him to actually spawn and be on screen. Nothing more about that fight. It just doesn't quite piss me off that much. Dung Defender is a solid B tier. Now, it goes down to C tier because all you have to do is hit him 3 times, and then you can Descending Dark and cheese him with that. Like, you can cheese him with a Descending Dark, and that's why White Defender goes on A tier, because you cannot cheese with Descending Dark. Yeah, but Dung Defender is still a pretty good fight because he still has range to his attacks that can fuck you up from pretty much anywhere in the arena. But yeah, like I think Dung Defender is a solid fight. Oro and Mato is an A tier. Oro and Mato is an A tier because there are 2 of them. 2 very large targets on the field, and they are both attacking you. The one gripe I have about it is that sometimes one of them is attacking you and the other one's just standing there. He's like, oh, I'm gonna get you, but after my brother's finished with his attacks. Like, that's the only issue I have. It's just you kind of have to wait a little bit. Like, the attacks are good. Like, he can dash across the screen and he can still screw you up pretty quickly. Next up, we have Broody Malik. Easy boss. Literally whack him, do a Descending Dark until, or like when he does anything that isn't his regular attacks. As boss goes down pretty easy. Broken Vessel is a C tier because same kind of issue with Lost Kin, because he gets knocked back when you whack him. That's honestly annoying. He doesn't spawn as much ads. It's not that quick. The duration between attacks is pretty long, if you ask me. And he goes down pretty quickly. But I think it's still a fun fight. It can still kind of catch you off guard sometimes just because of that knockback that he takes. Absolute Radiance. This is an S tier fight. Honestly, anywhere else on this scale does not fit, because if it was anywhere else on the scale, you'd be wrong. The only issue I have with it is you have a bright yellow background and then you have white spikes. Sometimes you miss, and it kind of messes you up on your hitless runs. Not all that fun to deal with. But yeah, fight 5 phases. 5 phases. Amazing. It's so good. Like, the fact that you have 5 phases going into the fight is just perfect. Like everything about this fight is beautiful. Like, going from a flat ground to spikes on the floor. Now you're up platforms. Now you have to dodge lasers as you're climbing to the top, and then he just barrages you with the Radiance balls. Like, everything about this fight is awesome. Like, there's really awesome. Like, this fight is well designed. Like, some of the attacks overlap each other, and honestly, it's an interesting feature. Kind of pisses me off a little bit, but you know what? It's a skill issue. But yeah, it pisses me off slightly, just a little bit. But yeah, other than that, like, I think it's an S tier. And that is it for my tier list. I think this is a solid tier list. Everything looks good on here. I think everything I said is accurate, hopefully. But yeah, everything on here, it looks good to me. Like, this is actually where I would rate everything. There might be some changes I might make just compared to other bosses on this list. But, you know, I think this is a solid list. Grozmother might be a little bit controversial because other people might not like it because it's still quite somewhat easy. But still, most of the bosses on this list is pretty solid, in my opinion. I think I like my placements on this list. Yeah, that's going to be it for my tier list. Thank you for watching. See you guys in the next video.